All right, y'all, back to work, boy. It's been a fantastic week so far. We got one more day left on Friday. And boy, after such a big move higher we've seen the last couple days, I'm sure everyone is trying to buy this pullback that we're seeing here tonight. Now, pullbacks, we know this already. It sounds so simple, right? Just buy the dip, just buy the pullback. But if you have any trading experience, you know this already. Timing the perfect pullback, it's not as easy as it sounds. So tonight, in tonight's video, I want to talk about some of the tactics, the entry techniques that I'll be looking for tomorrow to time that perfect pullback, help us make some more money to finish up what has been a fantastic week. So charts are ready. Enough of the intro. As always, thanks for tuning in and stopping by the channel. Let's go make some more money now on what should be a fantastic Friday morning. S&P SPY, ready to go tonight. NASDAQ triple Qs are all ready. I have 6. I know a bunch of clues tonight. 6 clues on the charts telling us where the winning trades are waiting for tomorrow. The first clue is right here on the hourly time frame. We are bullish overall on the hourly, bullish overall on the hourly. I like to use the hourly time frame as an overall directional filter. And the first clue, big clue tonight is we know the buyers have full control of momentum. The second clue is over on the calendar for tomorrow. Tomorrow's not your average Friday. It's non-farm Friday, 8:30 Eastern time. We do expect there to be some volatility tomorrow morning around that number. So please be careful around the non-farm payroll number at 8:30 Eastern time. Also, too, you might have heard earlier this morning, we're expecting to get some trade deal announcement. Trump told us this morning that supposedly we got some big trade deal happening here. We haven't heard about it yet, so that's something I'm watching overnight. That obviously is something I can't predict for tomorrow, but be aware, we're supposed to be hearing some good news regarding trade sometime in the next 24 hours, so we'll keep our eyes open for that next couple days here. So employment number tomorrow, expect some volatility around that. That is our second clue. We got more clues though to help us find the best trades for tomorrow. First clue was the hourly time frame, but you know what, guys? We're not going to trade off the hourly chart. We trade off tick charts in our trade room. Tick charts make the entry patterns much easier to see. That is a 7,000 tick chart, upper left-hand corner there. And in case you're watching for the first time right now, that indicator right there, that is the 21 EMA. It's the only indicator we need to find lots of winning trades each week. I have 4 more clues here on the tick charts right now. First clue is a big move higher. Now, why is a big move higher a big clue? Because nobody wants to buy high right now. After a big move higher, I want to see a 2-legged pullback down into key levels of support to allow us to buy low. That's a really big clue. Next clue is this range right here. Now, why are ranges important? Well, because ranges act like magnets. That range is a magnet, and ranges love to rotate. Once we find our range, they rotate up, they rotate down, they rotate up, they rotate down. And because we're bullish overall, there's more likely now for a breakout into a pullback off that trading range. That's a big clue. And speaking of trading ranges, what might be the most important clue on this chart right now is that big range right there. Look back in time there. There's a huge range right in there. Now, why would that be a big clue? Because what do ranges do? They love to rotate, and they love to what? They love to break out, pullback. Man, that is my favorite parts of tonight's charts. Combine that with this beautiful channel off the highs, off that low, and my goodness, that is a gorgeous area right there to pick that perfect pullback. Now, let's face it, we may not get that far down. This range rotation just completed here on the S&P and the NASDAQ. We may end up running higher here. I've got 4 trades I'm watching for if this party continues going higher. We'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. But right now, though, one of my favorite trades here for tomorrow is I would love to get us a bear trap down here a little bit lower, please, bears. I'm going to use that 21 EMA. Remember, I'm not going to pick a bottom on this. We're not going to blindly buy this area. That's a rookie mistake. I'm going to wait now for price to pull back. Let bears try once. Let them try twice. Give me that higher high in price. That way, I know exactly where your stops are. I know exactly where your pain is. and I can use those stops to fuel that move going higher. Now remind me for a moment, what do ranges do? The amount below the range, the amount above the range. We now know where that market now wants to go, so keep adding to your winner. After I get that bear trap entry, now I look to add to my winners. The easiest way to make more money is to add to your winning trades. Range rotations make it very easy to do so. And my favorite way to add to my winner is this pattern right there. We saw one right there before. It's a strong run up, a shallow pullback, a higher high in price, and a move right below that low. So look for that pattern, look for it right there. Bottom line, guys, is I want this to be a bear trap off that key support, and then add to that winner with that add-on trade. Profit comes off at the high of day, but again, leave that runner for that pendulum swing going higher. Now, here's a question though. What if we don't get that bear trap down there? Because oftentimes, especially with big news tomorrow, we could easily get a strong shot down, non-farm payrolls, or maybe there's some trade deal comes out tomorrow morning that we simply don't know about. We may not get the chance to trap in and back up again. Oftentimes, it'll rip lower, it'll V-bottom back up, and we don't get that bear trap. If that happens, I'm going to shift my focus now to buying this pattern. The key here is as it V-bottoms, start looking for a new bull channel. To do that, I'm going to draw a trend line. Off the highs, I'm going to bring that trend line down around that low, that new channel right there. Now, here's where the magic happens. Go back and look at these prior swings, and we call this our first test is the best test. Again, not ideal. I would love to buy a deeper pullback with a bear trap down there, but if I can't get it, I'm gonna look for that V bottom, right? It kind of whoop off that low. Remember, the giveaway on this is it grinds. The grinding motion going higher, that tells me it's easy money, the first test off the low of that channel. And let's not forget too, what might be my favorite trade for tomorrow, what we call a retest trade. You want to learn this trade. We already know there's a good chance here we may get another run going lower into that breakout pullback zone. Oftentimes when that market makes that move down, all of that momentum is so strong. And what happens quite often is something like this. We'll get that bear trap off the moving average, 1, 2. We'll get a nice easy winner. I always go is take half the profit off at the underbelly of that trading range. Again, ranges love to break out pullback. So every once in a while on these deep pullbacks after a big move like this, we'll get our first one-to-one target. We'll get that stop moved up to point of entry. It's a winning trade, but again, because that momentum is so strong going lower, we oftentimes get another leg going lower. Now, I know most of my students know this already, but remember this. The breakout leg is a measuring leg. So oftentimes what happens is we see another symmetrical leg going lower, and that is oftentimes the best place to bear trap and snap that sucker back up again. Now, in all reality, the minimum is I want to go back to retest that low. But ideally though, breakout leg, measuring leg, that area right there, but between that low and that measured move area, that is a gift to the buyers right now. What I'll do is do it again. It's another bite at the apple. As we pull back to that moving average, get those bears once, higher high, bears twice, trap those bears in and rip those stops going higher. And again, if you learn one thing from me, guys, the easiest way to really grow your account quickly is to add to your winners. We know that range above us is a magnet. We know that pullback is probably just a pullback here after a big move. We keep adding to our winners and let that trade run. We call these retest trades in our trade room, and I'll tell you, they are some of our biggest winners each week. But here's a question for you. We have non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning. What would happen if we went sideways overnight? Would that surprise anybody? Big news tomorrow morning. What if we went sideways overnight? In all reality, this could be one of our easiest winning trades tomorrow because that unlocks a pattern I call a slingshot reversal. I want to talk about the slingshot in a moment. Before we do that though, let's slow down for 2 seconds because I know most guys watching right now, You know these patterns already. You're making money with these already. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new language, a brand new strategy. Don't you worry though. I teach this entire system in our free trading classes. In fact, I have a ton of examples: bear traps, add-on trades, rotation trades, breakout pullbacks. Guys, the markets are way too good right now not to be banking consistent profits. I want to help you time these entries better. I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner. Hit that link that popped up there. Take that free trading course, because the strategy I teach in that video course will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells us exactly where to find the winning trades each day. You will laugh when you see how simple that technique is. More importantly, I want to teach you my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, make a lot more money. Guys, if you're still missing the best entries each day, if you've lost your confidence in your current strategy, your current indicators, what are you waiting for right now? Hit that link that popped up there. Watch that short trading course. Everyone loves all the trade examples I include in that short video series. The best part is it is 110% free for you. Also, to be aware too, guys, I'm going to put all the important links you need to learn the entire system, time better entries, get your confidence back, get your account back in the green again. I'm going to put all the links you need to learn the entire system, that free video course, in the description of the YouTube video. So start there first. Most people start making money all on their own, all from that free video course. So don't delay, pause the video, hit that link, get signed up. You're going to love it. Everyone loves that free course. Also be aware too, if you're on Twitter or X, I post a ton of charts and videos and mindset stuff on Twitter or X throughout the day. If you're on Twitter or X, give me a follow. Again, all the details you'll need to learn the system, time better entries, get your confidence back again, are all for the description of this YouTube video. So now you know where to go if you're tuning in for the first time. This will make a lot more sense once you get through that free video class I mentioned earlier. Okay, so in a moment, I want to talk about if we rotate higher, right? I will talk about this in a moment because we may not get that pullback deeper. I love the idea of that deeper pullback though, right? Now, one question though is what if we go sideways here? Now, if you're a student of mine, if you remember I'm in the trade room, you're laughing right now because you know what I'm going to say right now. A slingshot reversal. I'll tell you right now, if the trading gods, if they're watching down on us right now, they're going to give us a range overnight. Now, I'm sure by now you're like, well, why is that good? Why is a range overnight? Why would that be good, right? Aren't ranges difficult? No, they're not, once you learn how they work. Now, what do ranges do? They love to rotate. They love to rotate back and forth. What else do ranges do? They love to break out, pull back. Okay, now you're probably noticing, are you now seeing what I'm talking about now? Okay, so first of all, a slingshot reversal, okay, write this down. A slingshot reversal is a bullish market with a bearish range, okay? Bullish market, bearish range, and it's a bear trap below that trading range. Now again, hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll go sideways overnight. Then non-farm payrolls comes up tomorrow. We run lower. Is this a good place to sell? Please say no. Please say no. Not after a monster move higher on the hourly. This is the worst possible place to be a seller. It's a great place, you guessed it, for a bear trap. And so always wait for that pullback. Bears once, bears twice. Now think about this now, right? Think about this. Are you seeing how this goes now? It now wants to rotate running higher. Where? Pendulum swing. But not just pendulum swing. Now, this range above us, this one wants to rotate. We call these slingshot reversals because most of the time what happens is we blow right through that pendulum. It just bam, right? Just blast. It slingshots off that low. So again, do not be upset if we go sideways overnight. One of my favorite trades for tomorrow is that bear trap below that low. And then as always, if there's one situation where you must leave a runner and add to your position, it's range rotation. By the time I'm done with you, you will learn to love range markets. Add to that position. Now think about this. We know where the market wants to go. It wants to get that pendulum swing. But what else do ranges do? They love to break out pullback. So now as we go higher here, now that trading range, is just begging now for a breakout pullback. Now, breakout pullbacks are pretty simple. What I do is I wait for the price to convincingly break that pendulum swing. All right, convincingly break that pendulum, right? Convincingly break that pendulum swing. Once it convincingly breaks that pendulum swing, now we look left, we find that prior high up there, and I look for a two-legged pullback. One leg, two leg, usually it's a measured move. 1, 2, A, B, C, D. As always, I want to get below that 21 EMA, trap those bears in once, twice, bear trap, and again, leave that runner. I know this is a bit messy right on the chart right now. A lot of examples of this in our free trading classes. But again, if we go sideways here right now, be on the lookout for that fake out breakout, that bear trap. You better add to that winner as it rotates. And again, if this thing just bam, right? If it just blows out, if it slingshots off that low, be ready for that breakout pullback off the top of that trading range. Those would be some easy trades for us tomorrow morning if we go lower. But that's a big if right now. That's a big if right now. Look where we are right now. Look at that range right there. I mean, we are right at that pendulum swing with a ton of support down here. So there's probably just as much likelihood we go higher here overnight. Okay, I've made you guys wait long enough so far. Let's talk about if we rotate higher here right now, because I'll tell you, if you're not prepared for that, it's easy to lose money chasing things going higher here. So let's put a game plan now together on the NASDAQ. Boy, what a move on that NASDAQ. If you guys were here earlier this week, that spike in channel, how beautiful, and we talked about this 2 days ago, right? How beautiful was that pullback right below that low. Boy, we had a fantastic week this week in the trade room, just capitalizing on that spike in channel. You guys know that if you watched the videos earlier on in the week here this week. Now, I want to talk about the tick charts and talk about more entry tactics here. Before we do that though, if you're enjoying this video right now, please help me grow this channel, will ya? By hitting that like button. And make sure you subscribe. I know we're all busy people these days. I know it's first day of the month. I know we're all busy people right now. I appreciate you guys carving some time out, spending some time with me every evening here on these videos. So thank you for all the likes, the shares, the subscribes, all the support in the comment section below. Now, I promise I'm done begging for attention here. It's YouTube. They made me do this on YouTube. I apologize. Okay, let's get our hands dirty here now and go back to our tick charts. Again, I'm telling you right now, get yourself some tick charts. If you're having trouble timing entries, tick charts make everything easier. This is a 4,000 tick chart, and these are from NinjaTrader.com. Get yourself a free account with NinjaTrader. Sign up for that $12 a month tick data. If you are serious about trading, that's nothing. I used to spend $350 a month on data 20 years ago, right? It's $12 a month, right? It's nothing. It's 1 or 2 ticks, right, on the NASDAQ. Anyways, okay. On the NASDAQ right now, bunch of big clues. So first things first, right? Big move up. Big moves, we don't want to buy high. I want to buy nice and low. I want to get down to key areas of support, right? Okay, range. What do ranges do? They love to rotate. The amount above, the amount below, right? They go up, down, back and forth. Speaking of trading ranges, look left and look at this range back here, just begging, please come back to that area right there. That, again, that would be a dream come true for us. Anywhere down in that area of that big juicy range waiting below us. And again, this channel lines up just so beautiful, off the highs, off the low, right in that area. Now, we've talked about this already quite a bit on the S&P. If we go lower, I talked about some bear traps down here. We talked about some retest trades. We talked about that slingshot. Oh my goodness, right? And you know me, I love ranges, right? So that slingshot, breaking out below the low, or right, breakout pullback above the high. Okay, I'm done beating that horse now. Now, as we go higher here, like I said earlier, if you're not kind of mentally ready for this, it'll be easy to chase after it and lose money. We know right now that this is a bullish range, right? It's a bullish range. So ranges love to rotate, and there's more likelihood now we break out and pull back. Now, let's kind of break down some variations of this stuff. So first of all, what happens if we start going higher here? If we start going higher, the most important thing is we don't want to buy high. We do not want to buy high at this point if it rotates higher. I can buy this, but this one type of entry pattern we look for, and if you've taken my free trading classes, you know this pattern already here. It's a technical bear trap. It's that same add-on trade. It's the separation off the moving average, higher high in price, and move right below that low. We see these things everywhere, all right? They're everywhere. This trade is going to get us in nice and low, all right? So the key is, if this thing starts to rotate off that low, you watch for that clue. It'll separate. When it goes to pull back, this is the key. It'll pull back and barely miss, all right? It's okay if it taps it. It's okay if it taps it. But the best ones are, it'll barely miss that pullback to the moving average. Remember this, separation equals strength. So separation off that moving average, the higher high confirms it, strong green candle, closing firmly above that 21 EMA, all the rules I teach in the free trading class. Now again, remember, the pattern's easy. The targets are the pendulum swing, okay? Now, I talked about a breakout pullback earlier, right? We mentioned earlier, if we break out, I talked about that convincing, right? That convincing break above that pendulum swing. So another pattern I'm watching for tomorrow is a breakout pullback. And again, most breakout pullbacks, one leg, two leg, will then start using these prior highs over here as a key support level. This is one of two types of breakout pullbacks we'll talk about here tonight. Again, bear trap, once, twice, easy, right? Failure pattern, bear trap pattern, and then adding on to your winners as we go higher. You know that one already. We've covered that one quite a bit here already. That's your typical breakout pullback, right? It's convincing, a convincing break through the pendulum swing. It's a two-legged pullback to what was prior resistance becomes support, bear trap, add on, and we'll leave a runner from there. But what happens oftentimes is, especially since now, we've had that big move down over the past couple months here, so there's no reason why this thing might squeeze. You know, think about this. If we see a really low non-farm payroll tomorrow morning, remember, we have the Fed trying to stick the landing on rate cuts. We might see bad news is good news tomorrow morning. If we see a really disappointing non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning, the market may see that as being bad news is good news. In other words, bad jobs data, the Fed can then cut rates, right? So bad news could be good news tomorrow. Combine that with some good earnings from Meta and Microsoft. We know looking for a trade deal tomorrow. So would not surprise me at all if we saw something like this. If it popped up and began to grind going higher. Now, hopefully by now, you know how we trade these grinders. What do we do? Remember, the grinder is a huge giveaway because anytime markets grind, it's like a freight train. It's very difficult to stop a grinding market. What I do is I don't chase after it. I'm telling you right now, that voice in your head is going to want to chase after this. Remember to watch this video. Remind yourself of what I'm saying right now. It's very easy. Just don't chase it. Mark a trend line off the high. Bring that trend line off of that low. And again, with all of that grinding momentum here now, look left. Find prior swings. And what I want is I want to find that prior swing that lines up right around that low. Now, that is usually where the best entries are going to be. Oftentimes, though, we'll get below that moving average. The bears will come back once, twice, squeeze those stops with a bear trap. Now, one small adjustment here on this is the spike leg, the spike leg, okay? On a spike up or a pop and grind like that, the pop leg, the spike leg is the measuring leg, okay? It's very important. Remember, if you want to make more money, Don't trade more frequently. Don't trade more often. Hold your winners longer. Once you learn the breakout leg is the measuring leg or the spike leg is the measuring leg, now we know, once we know how deep that pullback is, now we know where to leave that runner for. Once you learn how the breakout leg can be used as a measuring leg, it'll help you time better entries on the pullback, like I mentioned earlier on the S&P chart, and leave a runner because then we know how big that runner should be. Screenshot that pattern right there. Screenshot that pattern right there. I know a lot of you guys love this pattern here. Pop and grind. First test is the best test off of the low of that channel. And then let's kick this up one more notch, all right? One more notch going higher here, literally going higher here. What if we saw a trade deal tonight? Right? Or again, a bad non-farm payroll number, good news, bad news, bad news, good news. What if we jumped up tomorrow morning and went into another trading range? Now, if you've been paying attention so far, you probably know this one already. What happens when we call these stacked ranges. Remember this, all right? If you take one thing away from this video tonight, I hope it is this. Whenever we have stacked ranges, the previous range is the breakout pullback. The current range is the magnet, right? The current range, the most recent range is always the magnet. So ranges love to rotate, right? Okay, now think about this. Now we have all those prior highs over there begging for a breakout pullback, run lower, trap those bears in. Are you smelling what I'm stepping in right now, right? Bear trap right here. I'm sorry about that one, right? So bear trap, right? And then going higher here. I'll have fun with you guys here on these videos. And of course, that add-on from there. These stacked ranges, what happens is that previous range is a breakout pullback. The current range now wants to what? It wants to rotate, and you now know where that final target will be. Leave that runner. Leave that runner. One last curveball. If we run higher, we go sideways with news tomorrow. We go up first and then back down again. I'm warning you right now, this will feel like a reversal, okay? Do not fall for this trick. The market loves to make this trick right now. It pops up into a range. It fake out breakouts off that high. It comes crashing back down. That voice in your head is going to say, this is a reversal. It is not a reversal. It's a range rotation. Let all the other rookies who don't watch my videos, let them come in, chase it lower. It will feel very scary. It will feel very uncomfortable. Remember, if you're uncomfortable doing this, you're doing it the right way. It's always uncomfortable. The best entries, almost always scary. This will be a scary trade, but that's why we wait for the bear trap. That's why we don't buy. That's why we don't blindly buy this stuff. That's why we don't use indicators. We wait for bears to try a couple times. We squeeze those stops and rip those faces off and run back up to run back higher again. Boy, I love that fake out breakout, right? Trap those bears in. Use that previous range. Boy, I could talk about this stuff all night long on this stuff. Hope you guys enjoy these videos as much as I enjoy making it. All right, guys, that's the game plan for tomorrow. It's been a hell of a week so far. Been a fun week to be a trader. Now, let's wrap this up, make some money on Friday, and finish up a fantastic week. Now, speaking of tomorrow morning, every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, guys, the place to be is in our trade room. As always, I'm going to put all the important links you need to learn the strategy, time better entries, enjoy that free video class, enjoy all the trade examples I include in the free video course, then come join me in my trade room and we'll do it together. In the meantime, guys, be well out there, be nice to each other, will ya? And please be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.